Everton and Liverpool have played each other 126 times in Football League matches. They've won 44 each and drawn 38, adding just that extra touch of spice to an already magnetic fixture. Your commentator, John Motson.
All tickets sold. The crowd limit 52,000. The Merseyside derby, still the most vibrant occasion on the English football calendar. On a day designed to test the nerve of any player, Glenn Keeley, on loan to Everton from Blackburn, plays his first senior match of the season. He's been thrown in at the deep end before, though, making his league debut for Ipswich against Manchester United 10 years ago when he was 18 at just a few hours' notice. And he replaces Mark Higgins at number 4. The only other player not to have tasted this big occasion is number 11 Kevin Sheedy, signed from Liverpool in the summer. So too is number 8 David Johnson, who in the past has scored the winning goal in these fixtures for both Everton and Liverpool, while number 10 Andy King struck the only goal here in 1978, Everton's only victory in the last 21 league meetings between the clubs. Liverpool field the side which beat Helsinki on Tuesday. Craig Johnston continues at number 5 in place of Ronnie Whelan. Substitute David Hodgson is new to this atmosphere, but the most experienced campaigner is right-back Phil Neal, playing his 20th consecutive derby match since making his Liverpool debut here at Goodison in 1974. Phil Neal, in fact, was Bob Paisley's first signing when he took over as manager, and for the Liverpool boss, this is his last Goodison derby in charge. And another face in the crowd that Evertonians will recognise up in the stand underneath the cap, Harry Catterick, arguably the finest Everton manager, certainly since the war. He won 2 championships here. Referee this afternoon is Derek Civil from Birmingham. And the Mersey sound rings out as Everton kick off, playing from right to left in the white shorts. Kevin Sheedy against his old club. Back to the captain, Billy Wright. And now Keeley. Proud moment for Billy Wright, who always wanted to lead an Everton side against Liverpool. Craig Johnston. Ian Rush. Dalglish. The runner is Johnston. Lee couldn't reach it. Sheedy could. Phil Thompson. David Johnson for Everton. Neal. That was Keeley, good header. Lee. King. Now Bailey. On by Sharp, David Johnson. Heath, blocked by Hansen. McMahon. Burrows. Heath appeals for handball against Souness. The referee said thigh. Clearance hitting Lawrenson. 2 shouts from the crowd there when Souness deflected the ball. Free kick against Mark Lawrenson. And Everton, who've been in such good scoring form recently, pushing Billy Wright forward and Glenn Keeley. McMahon takes. Header was by Wright. In their last 8 matches, Everton have scored at least twice each time. One of their best runs in recent years for scoring goals. And Howard Kendall determined to push on with that policy of getting players forward at every opportunity. King. Hansen in so fast. And leads the charge. Rush to his left. Onside. Ian Rush. 1-0 Liverpool, brilliant goal. Marvellously made by Alan Hansen. And put away by Ian Rush with the minimum fuss. Alan Hansen intercepting back in his own half, saw the chance to go forward. Superb play by the big defender. The ball laid into the path of Ian Rush, and as Southall came out, Rush put away his 9th goal of the season. 11 minutes gone, Everton 0, Liverpool 1. International class there in the finish and in the build-up. So Liverpool, who came to the match as First Division leaders, are away again. It's Rush once more from Lee's pass this time. And again Rush hit the woodwork. Everton unsettled, unsure, and very nearly 2 goals down. Difficult angle for him, but he was so unlucky with the way it came out. Liverpool are finding some space ominously for Everton in this half of the field. Here's Neil. Souness. Dalglish's dummy. Johnston's flick. Untidy clearance by Wright. Dalglish. Fine save by Southall. Souness puts it back. But what a good save by the Welsh international. An awful clearance by Billy Wright, which sent the ball skying, showed Everton's uncertainty, and when it came down, Dalglish's header was instant, but no more so than Southall's save. 15 minutes gone, and so far it's Liverpool's match. Rush. King. McMahon. Johnston. Oh, given away by Phil Thompson. Sheedy. David Johnson's coming in far side. Cover from Hansen. Not often you see Phil Thompson give the ball away like that. But here's Rush from a mistake by Keeling. And Dalglish is to his right. And he's missed it. So untypical. But honestly, Liverpool could have had 4. When you think that Dalglish, who missed that one, has had a header well saved, Rush has scored one and also hit the frame of the goal. Everton's defence, a thing of little substance in the opening 20 minutes here. David Johnson, sharp with Thompson. Away by Lawrence to Dalglish. Billy Wright was in fast. Sharp. Sheedy. Lee. Dalglish. Bailey. Andy King running from deep. Spectacular stuff from Grobbelaar. As he saw King advancing. Bailey. Sharp. Not a bad turn at all. By Graham Sharp. There's Hansen. Craig Johnston is pulled away to the left wing. Alan Kennedy also on that side, on the ball now. And Dalglish is fairly offside. Offside, I think. The referee looks to the line and the flag was up. But has the referee given the go? It looks as though he has. Kenny Dalglish buried the header, but there was a flag up and John Bailey has gone racing across. So is the Everton coach, Mick Heaton, and the other players are saying, why has the referee not taken heed of the flag? It was up, and here we have a true controversy. Over on the far side, Steve Mason with the yellow flag did have it up when the cross came in. What's the referee going to do? Free kick. And now Liverpool will go across. Kenny Dalglish, notably, to argue with referee Derek Civil. And let's have one thing right. That flag was up before the cross came in, or as it came in, and the goal does not stand. Linesman Steve Mason called the referee's attention eventually, and Derek Civil was big enough to change his mind, which on Derby Day is no easy thing to do. And Everton have had a let-off, to say the very least. The ground is humming now as the crowd debate that. Sheedy. Robillard has saved it from going for a corner. The game moves so fast that sometimes referees, in watching the play, need just a split second to check with the linesman, which Derek Civil did again there. The pace of this Merseyside derby is always a problem for players as well as for officials. Dalglish, Lee. Liverpool have got 7 players forward. Dalglish in for Johnston. Scored twice in the derby match at Anfield last season. Kenny Dalglish, a game that we showed on Match of the Day. Liverpool won both matches 3-1 last year. Away by Neil. McMahon. Burrows and Johnston. Hansen. Oh, Keeley could get caught here. Oh, he's pulled him back. And is that the goal-scoring opportunity denied? Does Keeley have to go off? Referee Derek Civil in a quandary again here, really. What does he do with Keeley? He pulled Dalglish back when the Liverpool number 7 was clear, and on his debut for Everton, Glenn Keeley, on loan from Blackburn Rovers, is sent off for what is sometimes mistakenly called the professional foul. It was serious foul play, to be accurate, pulling Dalglish back, and Everton are down to 10 men, and the referee applies the law the way that his breed have been doing and have been asked to do this season. And Liverpool now have not just a 1-goal advantage, they have the advantage of an extra man. 32 minutes gone and sadness for Keeley. Lee drove it, Thompson with the header. And Lee again hit the bar, and the goalkeeper didn't know what was happening. It rebounded against him, and luckily for him, went out for a corner. But the flag was up for an earlier offside, so it wouldn't have mattered. Everton have had a player sent off in a Merseyside derby for the 2nd year running. It was Eamon O'Keefe last year for a foul, and this year it's Glenn Keeley for pulling back Dalglish when he was clean through. McMahon, nicely done. The cross might pick out Sharp. Oh, and what hesitation in there by Liverpool. Hansen and Kennedy, the guilty parties. King. And Sharp, no, Neil. What a match. Here's Lee. Offside rush. Well, there's a debate going on back there in the Liverpool penalty area. It was their first nasty moment, and Alan Kennedy and Hansen didn't quite seem to know what danger there was lurking when that cross came in, and the arguments go on between Kennedy and Robillard. Johnson. Elbows between him and Alan Kennedy. Johnson held on. Heath. Sharp goes in for a dangerous one, away by Neil. Still not really clear by Liverpool. King. Andy King. Scored in 3 consecutive Merseyside derbies in his first spell with Everton. Dalglish. Lee. Lawrenson. Terrific stuff from Liverpool, and a very fine save by Neville Southall. Souness. King trying to close him down. He's found Kennedy. Square of him is Thompson if he needs him. He didn't. He found Dalglish. Brilliant run. Rush was nearly in again. Southall overworked for the moment, but responding well. Thompson. Lawrenson's header, and it was Lawrenson earlier who brought a fine save from the Everton goalkeeper, but the move that led up to that header was Liverpool at their very, very best. They just picked their moment to get the ball into the danger area, but the way players took defenders away to leave Lawrenson free was brilliant, and the reactions too of the goalkeeper deserve commendation. And the 127th Merseyside derby has produced a catalogue of incidents in the first half. Referee Derek Sybil sending off Glenn Keeley of Everton. Also checking with his linesman before disallowing a possible second Liverpool goal. Kenny Dalglish, the unlucky player there. Checking it out maybe even now with the officials. But Liverpool at half-time lead by 1-0. The scorer, Ian Rush, after 11 minutes. Everton unbeaten at Goodison Park this season before today. Start the second half with McMahon in the right-back position and Burrows alongside Billy Wright to compensate for the absence of the dismissed Glenn Keeley. Playing Liverpool's bad enough when you've got 11 men, but with 10, there'll be some comeback if Everton can pull this one out of the fire. Here is McMahon. Heath. McMahon. King is closing in a bit. Indeed, Liverpool the only side to take 3 points here at Goodison against Everton since last November. Souness looking for Rush. They did so in the derby here last March, and Souness scored. Johnson. Souness for Liverpool. Down the line nicely by McMahon, looking for David Johnson, but Souness leading this Liverpool side by example, making sure they don't weaken at this stage. Here's Hansen. Rush. Deflection, has taken it in. Ian Rush will claim the goal, his second of the match, but it certainly came off the defender. Liverpool have gone 2-0 up from an apparently harmless position comparatively when he first picked up the ball. Seemed to me that the shot from Ian Rush might have come off Brian Burrows. So 51 minutes gone, and Liverpool, who were deprived of a second goal so often it seemed in the first half, now get one early in the second. Lawrenson. Rush again. Dalglish! Somehow they kept it out. But Ian Rush is leading Everton a merry dance. Careless one. Phil Thompson, quicker than sharp. Souness. Oh, and Dalglish on Sheedy. Here's McMahon. And Sammy Lee. What an appetite he's got for the game. Here's Johnston. Oh, and that's all a bit nasty. John Bailey and Kenny Dalglish tangling. Dalglish appears to have got involved with a couple of Everton players in the opening minutes of this half. He was certainly guilty of a foul a minute or two ago, and also of getting involved there. Oh, he's got free, Dalglish. And put in by Lawrenson. What a simple goal. And Liverpool here have got Everton on the rack. Dalglish got free from the throw-in. That won't please Howard Kendall. The marker never went with him. He pulled the ball across the face of the goal, and Lawrenson came in at the far post to make it 3-0 after 55 minutes. Well, one's mind goes back to last season when Liverpool scored 3 in both matches against Everton. They've done it again here today. It has been a very one-sided match. Lawrenson gets the third. Lawrenson, who's played with a composure and a comfort, which he climaxed with a good goal. Simple chance. Pressed into service here as an extra defender in view of the sending off, has been not penalised, but he took the ball out in the opinion of the linesman. A corner to Liverpool. Played short to Kennedy. Lee back to Souness. In first time, Dalglish. Lawrence offside. Offside. Russia's put the ball in the net, but it won't count. There was a flag. There was a flag 2 or 3 seconds earlier when the little interchange took place involving Dalglish on this near side of the penalty area. Oh, a back header by Phil Neal, which almost let Sharp in. Johnston reacted angrily on McMahon. He put his hand in McMahon's face because McMahon has pushed him back. McMahon initially obstructed Johnston there. It was his first offence. Johnston retaliated angrily. There was a push in the face by both players. He was held back, Johnston, by the shirt. So he'll get the free kick. And the referee has elected not to punish either player further. Souness. Johnston just a little rattled for the moment. Here's Sharp. Offside, David Johnson. Hansen. Kennedy. Dalglish has made his run again. Little flick on by him, Rush! My goodness me, Dalglish is such a tremendous player to have in your side. He makes things happen when there appears to be nothing in the wind at all. And Ian Rush was the player who so nearly capitalised. So, Liverpool, for once, having to defend, but not for long. Dalglish, and look at that ball. Ian Rush, and he's got three coming up in support here. Dalglish is one of them. Dalglish! A contender for man of the match. So the 52,000 plus capacity is reached. All the ticket holders appear to have come today. Everton have got to try and keep their morale high if they can do no more. Sheedy. David Johnson. The shot came off Paul Thompson. Sammy Lee. And again Liverpool find their men apparently so effortlessly. Offside against Rush. But the passing is, I think, the major difference between these two teams this afternoon. Liverpool always seem to be so sure of where the ball is going next. And for some time, Everton have found it difficult to build up a move involving two or three of their own passes. They might achieve it, perhaps, from this position with 20 minutes left. A thread is what they need to just get their game together, and Liverpool won't let them have it. Dalglish. Look at that, Rush is through. This could be history here for Ian Rush if he scores. He's hit the post, he might score now, he has. And it's the first hat-trick in a Merseyside derby since 1935. In a league game anyway. 71 minutes, Rush has made it 4. He took Dalglish's pass, he hit the post the first time, he put the rebound in, and Bob Paisley, the manager, once told me, I remember last season, the last hat-trick in a league derby, scored by a fella called Freddie Howe for Liverpool in September 1935, when he got 4 in a 6-0 win. And David Johnson, so involved in derby matches in the past, is the player to be brought off. But it's Everton's pride that's been dented, and Liverpool, who have provided most of the passion. Just over a quarter of an hour left when the substitution was made, but surely it's a lost cause. Liverpool are leading by 4 goals to 0. Liverpool are going to give Kenny Dalglish a rest. He's certainly done enough damage to deserve that. Gets a warm round of applause, and David Hodgson, a Tyneside by birth, who was signed from Middlesbrough, gets his first taste of the big Merseyside derby action. But what a match Kenny Dalglish has had, and now it's Sheedy. King, who slipped, and this is where Liverpool have made the game look so easy. They've come out of defence, got into their stride, and seem to get an extra man through. It's Ian Rush, can he score his 4th? It looks as though he has, yes! 5-0. 4 for Rush, 5 for Liverpool, and an awful day for Everton. Sammy Lee led the charge from defence, the ball played through, and Rush, who's such a good finisher, went on to go round Southall and make this a day to remember for him in every sense. He'll surely get the match ball now. And listen to the crowd. Rush, who scored 30 goals last season, has made it 12 now so far this season. A natural goal scorer. Andy King looks for a consolation, but offside given. Is off again, but that's the last action Ian Rush salutes the fans. All Liverpool's superiority over Everton in the last 12 years seemed to be condensed into one dramatic afternoon. 5 goals were scored, 4 by Rush. It could have been more. Liverpool were majestic. The Coppites rule. For Everton, I'm afraid there is only bitter disappointment. Their team was not just defeated, they were demoralised by a superb performance from the team that must still be surely the best in Europe.
Well, Everton fans might claim that the course of the game was changed dramatically when Keeley was sent off, obviously correctly, for committing that cynical foul. Well, apart from pointing out that the remedy for that would be not to commit such fouls, which was the original object of the exercise, it should perhaps be remembered that having consulted managers, players and referees, the advisory committee's first recommendation to punish such offences was to award a penalty kick, an equal deterrent and quite clearly a much more suitable punishment. It would create good statistics, more goals, rather than bad statistics, more sendings off. But since FIFA refused to sanction that course of action for an experimental year, and the club chairman at that stage didn't wish to go to war with the world governing body, we're left with the second best proposal, which is the only way within the current laws to curb such cynical abuse of the spirit of the game. Well, 10 men or not, there was nothing second best about Liverpool's performance. Kenny Dalglish seems rejuvenated. Rush took his chances superbly. But for the skill spot, we centre first on the extra grace that Alan Hansen adds to his defensive role. It's really Thompson here that gives him the chance to show what he can do on the ball. This is no accident, the ball that he leaves there off the back of his foot. It's there for him to show that if you've got the confidence, you can produce the skill in any part of the field and under any circumstance. And having got it, don't make a mess of it from then on, just lay it off neatly to the best placed available man. We next get a chance to look at his anticipation. Reading this pass better than the forward, he says, why wait if you can go and pick it up? And now a skill reminiscent of Gary Mabbott last week, ball round one side, player round the other, and now the chance to assess the pace and the strength and really the perception that lays behind this through pass. But look on the left of your picture, the red shirt there, you can see the mower lines across that Ian Rush is perfectly onside. As the ball is played, he's timed his run beautifully. So many players in this position run too soon and get themselves offside, and having neatly joined together the pass and the run, he finishes so precisely. But lastly, we look at Liverpool. Some people say they see him too often on Match of the Day. I can't understand that in a way when you see football of this standard. What might be a barren area to lots of teams, they use their first-time passing ability, a movement off the ball, one first-time pass. There's another one coming up, and another one. And then there's a dummy from Dalglish to let in Souness behind. This is two-touch. But it's rhythmical, it's enjoyable. Really, it's what keeps Liverpool ahead of the pack.
Well, Ian, it's 47 years since a fella scored 4 goals in the Merseyside derby. Can you remember enough about them to tell us how they came in?
I remember the first one when I think Al Hansen went through a run through the middle, and he put a great ball to me, and I seen the keeper coming out, and all I had to do was just tap it over him, and I think that was set us off really. And I think the second half we started to play a bit really, and my second goal was a bit fortunate really, because I think it had a deflection when it went in, but they all count as it come. But I think my hat-trick was Kenny Dalglish put me through in the middle, and I was running through, and I seen a gap in the near side, and I tried to put it through and hit the post, and I just managed to run up and get rebound and put it in for my hat-trick really. And the fourth goal was just like the third goal really, when someone put me through, and I only had a goal to beat, and I seen Nev Southall coming out, and I just side-footed him and managed to put it in.
Well, it's amazing, really. You're a Welsh international and he's a Welsh international, the goalkeeper, but you showed him no mercy at all.
No, it's not really. I'm not bothered about who's in goal. I always try my best, and whether it's my best mate or whether it's not, I just like to score goals.
You've certainly done that. 30 last season, 12 so far this season. Have you set yourself any further targets?
No, I don't set myself targets because I don't think it's right for me to set myself targets. But I keep on playing. I play for the place in the side, not to score goals. But goals come like they have done today. But I've just got to keep on fighting that and keep my place in the side.
I really didn't fancy our chances much today, as a matter of fact, before the game. I don't know why, I just had this feeling, you know, that we might, you know, be under a bit of pressure, but it's just one of these games that we played and they didn't, and Rushy scores 4 goals, and he'll have a good night tonight anyway.